I'm going to give you a bet today that I don't care what happens between now and Sunday. I don't care if you bet it, at the opener. I don't care if you bet it in the contest. I'm going with the Bears -1.5. I actually believe that Daniels isn't going to play, and I think this number is going to get over 3. Laying points on the road with the rookie quarterback, obviously something we never really want to do here. Bears have played somewhat of a cupcake schedule, but the Commanders have played the cupcakeiest schedule of all. Their 2 losses against the Ravens and the Bucks, their 5 wins against teams who have a combined 35% win percentage this season. And as we talk about cupcakes, you've got Caleb, who's going to go against a really, really porous Washington secondary. So if we want to say they're not playing anyone good, that's fine. They're still not going to be faced off with a team, who's going to give Caleb issues like he had early in the season. And then on the other side of the ball, this is a unit thing. You guys know how high I am on Chicago's defense. And I think if anyone can limit the Commanders' offense, it's either Jaden Daniels on a non-practicing week or obviously Marcus Mariota. I'm going to take the players on the field who have been schemed up well against just Cliff Kingsbury in this matchup to win by 2 or more points.
I also think this has room to grow.
Exactly.
When it becomes official, whatever, Daniels is not going to play, I think 3 gets eventually dealt. So if we want to, again, I haven't been too successful playing this closing line game, but I do think that has room to grow as well. Washington continues to be one of the hardest teams to handicap. You look at there's certain guys that tweet a bunch of people's different power rankings throughout the week, and Washington's I've seen them as high as 11, seen them as low as 20, right? So they've been really difficult. And then you throw in the monkey wrench of Mariota, who he came in when they're already up big, continued to Panthers quit, and the fact of the matter is Mariota's not a great quarterback, and the reason that Washington has upgraded in anybody's power rankings, they have upgraded them, it's been because of the quarterback play. So, net to me, it's like a bigger drop off than I think people might be inclined to think.
Right. No one has upgraded that Commanders defense and been like,
right.
They're much better than we thought.
That's actually exactly where I was going to go. And I'm not saying that secondary is good by any stretch of the imagination, but the first couple weeks and last year was this is the worst secondary in football. They have made changes that, what do you mean?
Changes or made progress?
They've made progress.
No, they haven't. 2 weeks ago, the Ravens shredded them.
We didn't really shred. I mean, we shredded
Lamar
the
threw
Bucs
for
defense.
323 yards.
It's just they're playing better defense. I'm not saying it's a good defense. I'm just saying they're playing better defense.
I actually don't agree. I think that's a 1-game sample of they fell behind by 1 million points and Dalton isn't actually good and the Panthers quit in the game. I do not find them to be upgraded. Who's a worse secondary and pass defense to you? Besides maybe Carolina.
Since they got shredded by the Bengals and the Bucks, and it was appreciated that they were awful despite winning that Bengals game. 14 points to the Cardinals, 13 points to the Browns, 30 points to the Ravens is not great, but it's the best offensive football, and then Panthers 7. And I agree, Cardinals, Browns, Panthers, not great offenses, but they've improved.
I don't think you can even mention the Browns in a discussion.
Or the Panthers.
It's not a great data set.
They're
whether
better
it's against
than
good
the
teams or
worst.
bad teams, confidence in sports is a big thing. So if these cornerbacks and these secondary believes that they are better, that can come off into reality.
I think what you mean by this is that Washington has gotten into a lot of positive game scripts and has been leading, and other teams have been forced to throw the ball. They are 28th ranked PFF coverage grade. If you look at their coverage grades by week, last week, 89.4 is their best coverage grade, again, against Carolina when they're up 1 trillion points. You go before.
But also, Dalton has had success.
No,
even against the Bengals.
I know, but it was over before the game started. It was over in 5 minutes.
By the way, 28th I think it was appreciated that they had the worst
Yeah,
secondary.
but
So if it's 28,
no, because when you're bottom 5, it's more of a bottom 5.
no, they're bad. I wasn't saying they're a good
And
defense. I
one
think they're
one last
playing
thing
better.
that wasn't mentioned. It's not like this coach for the Bears is a world beater, but he's got a bye week. And no disrespect, because they took the bye after London, which
No disrespect.
Casey loves to mention how if you don't take your bye, you disrespect your next opponent. So yeah, I love the Bears in this spot. And if the Bears win this game, they move to 5-2 sneakily.
By the way, that's why I kind of like the Jets. Pat's showing some serious disrespect, not taking their bye after London.